What's up guys, it's John here, and in this video I'm excited to announce a new case study which I'm going to fully document here on YouTube. The site is going to be based within the pet industry and you're going to get to follow along where I start a site from scratch. If that's something that sounds interesting to you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you get notified every time I release a new video, and don't forget to hit that like button. With that said, let's get started. If you're new here, my name is John, and on this channel I talk about different business opportunities from starting content sites to Amazon FBA, dropshipping, print on demand and personal finance. Basically all the things I love to talk about and all the things I wish I knew when I first started out trying to make money online. So I've been building content sites now for around 4 years, and my most successful site, which is the site which I really work full time on, at the moment it generates over 6 figures a year. Now that site has took me between 4 and 5 years to build, but I've learned a lot along the way, so I'm hoping I can share some of my mistakes. You don't have to make the same mistakes. This is the first video where I'm going to share with you what I've done. Now the site is about 30 days old, something like that. It's currently got 3 pieces of article currently published. I've got another 3 that have just come in which need editing. I've already set up the pages. I purchased the domain. I've done most of my keyword research. At the moment I've got around 120 to 130 articles which are ready in terms of I know what keywords I'm targeting. For about 20 of these I've set up what I call article guidelines for my writers. I've also published a post on Upwork where I source my writers from. So the idea is that I go to Upwork, I put a job posting on which is very specific. I want to find someone who's got knowledge in the industry and who has possibly done writing reviews before. I've also chose the theme. It's just a 2017 theme, standard WordPress theme. It's nothing special. I think it's out for a few years, but it's a clean theme. I like it. Plenty of white space, large text. It's easy to read. It's mobile responsive. It looks good on desktop. It looks good on mobile. Now, I'm not going to name the site just yet. The reason for that is, from experience, I know that sometimes people start to copy sites. Now, if I've got an established site, it's a bit different because Google ranks content on established sites straight away, so it knows that content's yours. But if you have 2 new sites and somebody else is copying your content word for word, like copy and paste, they're pasting it onto their site, then Google generally doesn't know where the original content was posted. So you start to run into problems and can really cause issues. So I won't be revealing the domain just yet, but hopefully in the coming months, once I've established some traffic on the site, I can then announce what the domain is. Then people will be able to go onto the site. They will be able to have a look how I've laid it out, what the site is actually on, what sort of products are reviewing, what sort of information, topics I put on, and they'll also have an insight into what traffic it's got and what earnings it's making, because I'm obviously going to document that along the way. So what have I done up to now? Well, on the 25th of September, I bought the domain. Now, the domain itself, the domain authority of 17, links going to the domain, it had 73, and inbound links in total, it had 774. Now, I've never built a site on an expired domain before, so this is something that's new to me. But the reason I've chosen to take this route, which I normally start with a brand new domain, is because I want to speed the process up a bit. Because I'm documenting the journey, I don't want you to have to watch for 15 months before you see anything exciting happening. So I'm hoping, because I'm using an expired domain with already established links to the site will grow significantly quicker, and within 6 to 9 months I'll at least have significant revenue where I can show you the results and what these sites are capable of making. So as I've said, I've set up the pages. I've set up an About Us page, a Contact Us page, a Terms and Condition page, and a Privacy Policy page. These 4 pages are what I put on every single site. And if you're building an authority site or niche site, you also need to make sure you have these 4 pages on. So in this video, as we go along, I'm going to show you what I've already done, which is just basic stuff. There's only 3 articles on the site at the moment. But along the way, I'm going to post videos. I might do them every 2 weeks, I might do them once a month. It just depends on how much gets done on the site and how much money the site starts making, or more interesting, how much traffic starts coming into the site. I will document that. I will also document how I got my writers, how I hire them from Upwork. I'll also document how much I pay, what I do about editing the articles, how I supply guides for the formatting of the articles. So when a writer sends them back, they're already formatted with the correct H1 tags, H2 tags. I explain in the guide. All articles are checked with Copyscape. I also check sections of the article in Google. I'm trying to make sure that nothing is being copied from the internet and they're only using the internet for market research and researching product, reading through reviews. I'm also going to have a quick look at what plugins I've already installed. There's only a handful of plugins, just the plugins which I really need to get started. So I'm going to talk about what I've actually done with the site up to now. So as I just mentioned, I started the site on the 25th of September, thereabout, take a few days. I bought the domain, I paid $50 for the domain, then it was registered and transferred to me. I then set up a WordPress site. I already had a hosting cloud account. I pay $30 a month and I can host quite a few sites on that cloud hosting. So I already had the hosting, so I transferred the domain to that hosting account. I've installed WordPress on the site. I've added them pages which I previously mentioned. I've added the plugins. I've sent article guidelines to my writers. I've done my keyword research and found around 150 articles which I'm going to have written over the next 12 months. I've done a layout guideline so that I can send to my writers so it's laid out right. I've also done a guide for each review. So I've not done it for all reviews because there's 150 reviews that are going to go on this site. What I have done, I've handpicked some of the ones I think will be easiest to rank for first, build guidelines for each article. So I do a lot of the research myself. I research which products I think should be in the review, which products possibly should be the best pick, should be a runner-up product, and I include all this within a document which I then send to the writer. The writer reads the document so you can see what items I want reviewed. I also explain to do research and produce a buyer's guide, which they do. So all this is documented on the document. It just ensures that I get back what I expect. If I just say write a review for these 5 products, they could send me anything back. So I do like to make sure it's fully formatted. So there's just a lot less back and forth. You need to reduce that as much as you can because there's so much time wasted just by not giving proper instructions. In this series, I'm also going to look at the categories which I produced, how you do categories. I'm going to look at how you add affiliate links, how to monetize a content site, how to monetize a site using ads. You can use AdSense, Ezoic or Mediavine. With Ezoic and Mediavine, you need a certain amount of traffic. So for ads, I will start with AdSense, as I've already got an AdSense account, but you also do not need a minimum number of traffic. So I'll start with AdSense. Once I've got the traffic making a certain amount of traffic, say 50,000 a month in traffic, I can then move on and use Mediavine. And with my other sites, Mediavine pays far more than AdSense per 1,000 visitors. So I always recommend that once you've got a decent amount of traffic, that you move to Ezoic or Mediavine to show ads on your site. So I'm going to take a quick look at what plugins I've already installed on the site. So at the moment, I've installed AAWP. AAWP is a plugin. If you promote products that are on sale on Amazon, for example, then you would get the code of Amazon for the product. You could paste that into this plugin and then it will bring in the images for you using the Amazon API. This is extremely important. This is against the terms and conditions for you to actually take the images off Amazon, download them onto your computer, then upload them on your own website. To get images that are on Amazon and use them, you've got to use an API which pulls the images from Amazon and you can use them on your site. Now with the AAWP, this makes it very easy. So you can add images with AAWP. You can also create content boxes. So I like to use a content box for say a best pick or a runner-up pick. It will have a picture, it will have a description, it will have a buy now button to Amazon so you can click it. I also have the ability to have a second button which I might link to eBay, so they can look on eBay for that product or they can look on Amazon on that product. That button can also be customized. If there's another retailer that sells the exact same product, then you could also link to that with their affiliate link. So you're not just sending customers to Amazon, you can diversify your revenue as well, which I like to do with all my sites. Next, I have the ad inserter. The ad inserter I will use to get the code from Google AdSense. So you could go onto the Google AdSense website, you get a piece of code which they give you, you paste it into your site, and then that's where the ads will show. Now, I use the ad inserter plugin to insert that code in. It can also be used as an easy way to add an affiliate disclaimer to the top of every page. So I also use it for that. So basically I put a small paragraph at the top of the page which says some of the links below may be affiliate links. If you click on them links, I may earn a small commission, and it's an easy way of putting that onto your site on every page. I also installed All-in-One SEO. I use it to put in the meta title, meta description and keywords. Does Google use them? I found on my sites that more and more they're not using the title, they're not using the description, and I don't think you need to include keywords anymore in a meta keyword tag. But for this site, I have used the All-in-One SEO plugin, and I will use it, and I'll just see how I go with that. So other plugins I've got a GDPR plugin. That's a plugin that comes up when someone's new to your site. It comes up saying, do you accept cookies on this site? Really, now you've got to show this on all your sites that have cookies on your site, because people have got to be able to say, yes, I agree, or no, I don't. Using the GDPR cookie plugin, it's a good way to put that feature on your site. I also use Short Pixel Image Optimizer. This basically lets the images, which I'm putting onto my site, and it compresses them as much as it can, and it just makes the site more efficient and also helps speed up the site. So that's quite an important plugin you can use. I use W3 Total Catch. That deals with the catching on the site. This also helps speed up the site, so that's also another important plugin I would recommend you use on your sites. I use WordFence Security plugin. Now this plugin will stop people trying to brute force log into your site. It'll help try and stop hackers. It's got a firewall software. This is a plugin I have installed on all my sites. I previously did have one of my sites hacked quite badly. So ever since this, I've always took security very seriously, and I do use this plugin. I know some people don't. I know some hosting companies don't even allow it. But on my sites and my hosting, I've not had any issues. I've never had any issues since using the security plugin, so that's what I'd recommend you use. A couple of other things I've also done. I have signed up with Google Analytics, and I've pasted the analytics code onto my site. I've also registered Webmaster Tools, and I've also registered the sitemap with Google within Webmaster Tools. Now, because I bought an expired domain, I've also checked within Webmaster Tools that there's no penalties on the domain or there's no issues with the domain, and at the moment it all looks fairly clear. So that's it for this video. If you found that helpful and you want to follow along with future videos and see where this site goes and see how I build articles, how I actually hire the writers, I'm going to be doing videos in the future where I actually show you what my post was like when I hired on Upwork, and I also will probably be showing you the templates I use to hire writers. So if this is something that sounds interesting to you, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell button to get notified when I do release a new video, and if you haven't already done so, if you could please give this video a like if you found it helpful. Until then, I'll see you next time.